On Veterans Day, a moment meant for reflection, gratitude, and honor, Meghan Markle shared something the world hasn't seen in years. A rare, intimate throwback video of Prince Harry in uniform during his active deployment in Afghanistan. And in doing so, she reignited a spotlight on the part of Harry's identity that existed long before palaces, headlines and royal controversies, the soldier, the captain, the man shaped by service. This video wasn't just a tribute to veterans worldwide. It was Meghan's direct acknowledgement of Harry's past, his sacrifices, and the decade of military duty that continues to define him to this day. And as she wrote, quoting her husband, "Once served, always serving." Today, we dive deep into the full story behind Meghan's public tribute, Harry's military legacy, the emotional history behind the footage, and how this moment connects to the Invictus Games, his ongoing mission to support veterans around the world. This is the complete breakdown. On November 11th, as ceremonies unfolded across both the United States and the United Kingdom, Meghan posted something quietly powerful, a rare clip of Harry in Afghanistan. In the short video, Harry is mid-interview, calm, focused, answering questions like any other soldier on the ground. But suddenly the energy shifts. A group of service members rush past the camera in the opposite direction. In that split second, anyone trained for combat recognizes the cue. Harry reacts instantly. He pulls off his microphone, stands up and runs after them. Soldier first, Prince second. This moment has rarely been seen publicly. In just a few seconds, it reminds the world of a truth often overshadowed by years of royal drama and media wars. Before anything else, Harry was a serviceman. Meghan's decision to share this particular clip, unpolished, raw, and real, is a reminder of who her husband was long before the crown tried to shape him, long before he walked away from royal duties, long before the world debated whether he was hero or rebel. To her, and to many veterans watching, this wasn't PR, it was identity. Her caption was short. As my husband says, once served, always serving. Thank you to all who served, sacrificed, and continue to serve. Honoring you on Veterans Day, and every day. This line was intentional. For years, Harry's critics claimed he abandoned his duty when he stepped back from royal obligations. Yet here, Meghan reframes the narrative entirely. Service, according to Harry, isn't owned by a palace, a title, or a uniform. It's a lifelong commitment, and she amplifies his philosophy during a moment when the world pauses to honor those who serve. Meghan may be many things, polarizing, admired, criticized, but in this instance, she takes herself out of the frame entirely. This is about Harry. Her message positions him exactly where he has always wanted to be seen, not as a prince, but as a veteran. Prince Harry served 10 full years in the British Armed Forces. He deployed twice to Afghanistan. First tour, 2007-2008, second tour, 2012-2013. During his first deployment, he served under intense secrecy. The government and media agreed not to reveal his location due to security risks. Harry was determined to experience real combat, not as a royal mascot, but as a functioning part of the unit. For a time, he succeeded. He lived, trained, and fought as Captain Wales, not Prince Harry. Soldiers who served with him still say the same thing. Harry never wanted special treatment. He ate what they ate, slept where they slept, faced what they faced. During his second tour, he served as an Apache helicopter co-pilot and gunner, one of the most difficult and dangerous roles in the British military. This wasn't ceremonial duty. It required precision, discipline, and nerves of steel, and he excelled. The video Meghan shared is from this period, the real Harry, in the real environment that forged him. Military experts who viewed Meghan's clip have pointed out something subtle: Harry's reaction time. When the soldier suddenly ran off, he paused for less than a second before following them. That instinct, immediate, unquestioned, is the mark of a trained serviceman. It demonstrates situational awareness, unit cohesion, combat readiness, and it also communicates something deeper. Harry wasn't playing soldier. He was a soldier. Too often, the world sees the glamorous prince, not the man trained to run toward danger, rather, than away from it. This clip cuts through all of that. It is one of those rare pieces of unfiltered history that Meghan chose to highlight. a moment showing that Harry's service was more than a chapter in a royal biography. It was a foundation of who he is. Along with the video, Meghan posted a photo of Harry smiling beside another veteran, both of them wearing red poppies. For those unfamiliar with British tradition, the poppy is not just a decoration. It symbolizes remembrances, sacrifice the soldiers who never returned, and those living with the scars of war. For Harry, who lost friends in combat and witnessed the cost of war firsthand, the poppy isn't symbolic. It's personal. Pairing that image with the Afghanistan footage creates a powerful narrative. This is not nostalgia. This is responsibility. Meghan rarely posts anything involving Harry's military history. In fact, they've been extremely private with that aspect of his life. So the timing is deliberate. 3 major reasons stand out. 1. Veterans Day and Remembrance Day alignment. This was the perfect moment to remind the world of Harry's veteran identity. Not the tabloid version, but the real one. To recenter Harry's image amid constant public scrutiny, this post returns him to the place where he feels most authentic and respected. To underscore his ongoing mission, Harry's dedication to service didn't end with his uniform. It evolved through something bigger: the Invictus Games. In 2014, after retiring from the military, Harry founded the Invictus Games, a worldwide sporting event for wounded, ill, and injured service members. This wasn't a royal vanity project. It was born from Harry's own experiences witnessing soldiers whose lives had been changed forever by war. He once described walking through a military hospital in Afghanistan and realizing he needed to do more than serve. He needed to help those who served with him. The Invictus Games became that mission. Since then, the Games have expanded across the world. London, Orlando, Toronto, Sydney, The Hague, Dusseldorf, and most recently, Vancouver. The first ever Winter Invictus Games in 2025, every participant has a story of resilience, injury, survival, and recovery. And almost every participant says the same thing. Harry understands them in a way no royal ever has. One competitor put it perfectly. It's like you met someone down at the pub. He's a really cool guy, not a prince, not a celebrity, a fellow soldier. That's the Harry Meghan chose to honor. Prince Harry's connection to the military didn't end when he stepped away from active duty. In many ways, it strengthened. For a decade, the military was the one place he felt normal. He has admitted openly that those years were among the happiest and most grounding of his life. Among soldiers, he was not His Royal Highness, he was Captain Wales, a young man with a job, a purpose, and a team who saw him for who he was, not who he was born to be. He has spoken often about the discipline, camaraderie, and mental resilience the military gave him. He learned responsibility, leadership, and humility. But more importantly, he learned the true meaning of service, standing with others, not above them. This is why Meghan's tribute resonated so deeply with veterans around the world. Her post wasn't about titles, scandals, or the politics of the royal family. It was about identity, the identity Harry never left behind. Because long before royal photographers followed him, long before tabloids turned his life into a battleground, Harry found meaning in something far more real than fame or ceremony. He found meaning on the front lines. While Meghan's caption was short and respectful, the video she chose reveals much more than she said. That clip of Harry running toward danger captures a truth many forget. War leaves marks, physical, emotional, invisible, friends lost. Missions that went wrong? The constant tension that shapes soldiers long after they come home. Harry has spoken openly about the impact of trauma, not just his own, but the trauma he witnessed in his fellow servicemen. He has described the strange collision of duty and fear, responsibility and vulnerability. These experiences shaped his mental health journey, his advocacy work, and his decision to devote his post-military life to veterans' recovery. So when Meghan chose that video, she wasn't simply honoring his service. She was acknowledging his scars. She was honoring the part of him shaped by sacrifice, the part that often goes unseen. Chapter 10. Veterans Respond. This is the Harry we remember. After Meghan's post went live, the reaction from many veterans was immediate and emotional. On social platforms, former soldiers and Invictus athletes shared messages like, "This is the Harry we served with, focused and dependable." That clip shows the real man behind the headlines. He earned our respect long before he earned a title. For many veterans, Harry is not a political figure. He is not a celebrity. He is not a controversy. He is a brother in arms, someone who stood in the same dust, heard the same explosions, faced the same dangers. Someone who used humor to break tension, who checked on his teammates, who carried his weight on missions. To them, Meghan didn't share a video of a prince. She shared a video of their comrade, and that is why the footage had such an emotional impact. Since 2014, the Invictus Games have grown far beyond what anyone expected. They're not just a sporting event, they're a lifeline. Every athlete competing has faced life-altering injuries, PTSD amputations, burns, traumatic brain injuries, emotional wounds invisible to the public. Yet they stand on the world stage, not as victims, but as warriors. Harry is always in the middle of the action, laughing, cheering, hugging, kneeling beside wheelchairs, shaking hands with families, listening to stories that break your heart and rebuild it in the same moment. He remembers names, asks questions, and follows up. Athletes often say he treats them like old friends, because to him, they are. The game's impact is so profound that doctors worldwide have reported measurable improvements in veterans who train for them. Better mental health, stronger recovery, renewed self-worth, restored community. When Meghan posted Harry's Afghanistan video, she wasn't just looking back. She was connecting that past to his purpose now. His service didn't end. It evolved. This year marked a major milestone, the first ever Winter Invictus Games held in Vancouver, Canada. Harry wasn't just a host. He was everywhere, on the ice, talking to athletes during training, standing at the finish line with tears in his eyes as veterans crossed with prosthetic limbs or adaptive equipment. This expansion of the Games reflects Harry's deepest belief. Recovery is not one moment. It is a lifetime journey. From sled hockey to indoor rowing to adaptive skiing, the Vancouver Games opened new pathways for healing, as Thao, competitor from 2008, who had served in Afghanistan the same year as Harry, described meeting him as like running into an old friend at the pub. That comment may sound casual, but it reflects something special. Harry is not detached. He is present. He is relatable. He is one of them, and that is exactly why Meghan's tribute landed so powerfully. For years, news coverage around Meghan and Harry has centered on drama, the royal rift, their move to America, their projects, their critics, their supporters. But this moment breaks through all of that. It returns the narrative to something simple and real. Service, sacrifice, and humanity. Harry is not defined by what he left behind. He is defined by what he continues to do. Veterans Day isn't about glamour. It isn't about titles. And it certainly isn't about politics. It's about honoring those who understand what it means to risk everything and still choose to serve. By sharing that clip, Meghan honored the soldier Harry was, the veteran he is, and the leader he has become. This is one of the few posts where Meghan doesn't just stand beside Harry. She uplifts the part of him the world respects most. Chapter 14. Harry's lasting legacy, always serving. Harry's motto, once served, always serving, is more than a phrase, it's a promise. A reminder that duty doesn't end when the uniform comes off. That service is not about rank or medals. It's about purpose. Harry left the royal family, but he never left service. He continues to advocate for mental health, support wounded veterans, fight for better resources, bring global attention to soldiers forgotten by politics. In many ways, he has done more for veterans as a private citizen than he ever could have as a working royal. Meghan's post didn't just honor his past, it honored his mission. For a long time, the public saw Harry through the lens of controversy. Interviews, tensions, ruptured family ties, Netflix shows, heated debates across social media. But this moment brought the focus back to something uncomplicated, something honest. Harry is a man of service, a man who ran toward danger when others ran away. A man who saw the cost of war up close. A man who carried that experience into a movement that now spans continents. The Afghanistan clip reminds everyone, he didn't inherit service. He lived it. In the end, Meghan's Veterans Day tribute was not merely a social media post. It was a window, a rare glimpse into a part of Harry that the world often forgets beneath the noise. It reminded us that behind the titles, behind the headlines, behind the public battles, there is a man shaped by 10 years in uniform, 2 tours of duty, and a lifetime of commitment to those who served beside him. Meghan's message captured that truth beautifully, honoring you on Veterans Day. And every day. Because for Harry, service did not end in Afghanistan. It did not end when he stepped back from royal duties. And it will not end tomorrow. The mission continues. In the Invictus Games, in his advocacy, in his compassion, in the community he leads, once served, always serving. Today, Meghan honored her husband. But more importantly, she honored every soldier who continues to carry the weight of service long after the battlefield is gone. And in doing so, she reminded the world of exactly who Prince Harry has always been, a veteran, a leader, and a man who never walks away from the call to serve.